Yes, me here yet again. And no, this isn't an other thing I was talking about yesterday. Um, I just got an invite from another person here in the apartment to join up Everquest II. I've looked over their shoulders. I think the graphics are really cool. I think the spells are really neat. I like the races. In short, I like a lot about it. My problem is I don't want to get hooked on something. I'm on Warcraft 2 and I loved it. There are still some things I like, but one thing that I thought would be fun and would really make the game go is it doesn't save it. And that is no matter what you do, the world is static. You have to go here, you have to do A, B, and C before you move on. And no matter how many times you do that, or no matter how many different ways you do that, it just gets old. Because once you do it a certain number of times, you can compensate for it. Like, okay, I'm going in as a paladin. First time, I can go right up to people and wallop them. Well, okay, I'm going in as a warlock this time, so this time, or a hunter. So this time, instead of me walloping them directly, I have to send my pet in. Or mage, where you have to buff your spells up and then to the point where you hit them from far away to the point where they drop dead before they reach you. So it's really cool. It's a cool setup, but it's the same thing over and over. There's no variation to it. The only variation is if you're a good guy or a bad guy. And sometimes even the quests are still the same. There's some quests that are universal. They're by neutral factions. So it doesn't matter if you're a good guy or the bad guy. The quest starts the same, the chain runs the same, and it ends the same. So minor change of equipment's pretty much the only thing. So EQ would be really wonderful. It'd be really awesome for a while. But my fear is how long would that while for it... Sorry, had to check something. How long would that while take for it to run out? I'm paying for Warcraft and I barely go on it for a couple hours a month now. And I'm only paying for it because I know there are times where I'm just going to be pissed enough that Warcraft 3 won't do it. I'm going to have to get in and really have to work towards a goal or something. So just winning the game isn't it. I have to go and I have to try and complete things, because where I am now, where I host in Second Life, there is no beginning or end. It's always moving. There is no finalizing, really. We kind of finalize things when we end a story, but it takes a while, and most of those are just kind of because we're bored of them. So Warcraft helps. I can go in, I can do my thing, I can feel good because I accomplished certain things that people wanted me to accomplish. And with Everquest 2, it'd be the same thing. There are quests I have to go out, I have to help people on. And have a hell of a learning curve because there is a lot of classes in there and a lot of races. So it might take a while longer to get old. Even if it was even if the same quests are there over and over, it may take a while because you're not only running with different classes, you're running with so many different races. There are only like 10 in Warcraft, and if you look at them, most of them are just mirrors of each other. They look a bit different, but a lot of their spells are the same, a lot of their bonuses, how they level up are all the same. So it'd be neat to see if in an environment this varied, if maybe there is some difference there. Maybe taking one person as this group and taking one person as, or taking another person as this group might be, radically different. That'd be a switch.
Went
Yeah.
different with EQ too as far as races go, and all the races are unique and different. They had to do it that way and not mirror them because they give the player the option of taking their race and switching faction.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't like being a bad guy, you can take the same player you've been playing so long and turn him into a good guy.
That makes sense.
Do all those quests.
Yeah, and you can't do that in Warcraft, so.
They're adamant against that in Warcraft.
Huh. Well, there you go. That was Norvac, by the way, another one of my roommates here. And yeah, that's pretty much that one. I had another thing I wanted. I'm going to post this in the gaming and entertainment because you guys will know what I'm talking about, and have a feeling somebody's come up with this before. Within the past couple of days, when I start trying to boot up Frozen Throne, it'll boot up, and sometimes it'll boot up to where it will, shrink down and get the map to where you can start your game up. And sometimes it won't. What will happen is Windows Explorer will error out. Every time. It's happened the past 4 times I've done it. Yesterday I started it up, it hit. Okay, I tried something. I canceled out of Warcraft. And then started up again. Thinking, okay, it's crashed. It did the exact same thing. So it's something to do with Warcraft 3. Maybe because it wasn't registered. I've put in the registry entries now because I use no CD disk because I have a bad habit of leaving CDs in the CD-ROM so they get scratched up. I don't want to end up replacing them. It's nothing to do with pirating. I have both of them. I just don't want to risk the CDs being broken. So I use no CD equipment. And it could be that because I didn't have to install it, so maybe something in Windows XP was having a problem with that, but I don't think so. But if anybody else has come across this, it's just happened the past couple of days. So I'm thinking it might have been a weird quirk with a Windows update. I don't know. I don't recall seeing any. Well, no, let me rephrase that. The Windows updates I remember were a while ago, and I would have thought I would have run into it by now. Was the last I remember was when you turn it off, it says it has X amount of updates before the computer shuts off. That's the last update I remember. I haven't seen any while I'm actually computing, come up and say, well, this is what we need to download, this is what it will do. So, whatever those 11 were, if it was one of them, I have no clue what it is. Because I have no way to know of how to check. So, but yeah, if anybody knows about that, I know there's still people who play Warcraft 3 because it's fun. My favorite map on there is Extreme AOS, usually called XAOS. I like version 1 because while you end up being the only hero, which does give your team a bit of an advantage, the other players' AI upgrade their units. So you're not just fighting, the base send-out units all the time. You end up fighting and it upgrades them all. It not only upgrades the type, it upgrades, the armor, the battle style, that kind of thing. And that makes it a lot harder, I think, than just going around like 2.0, now 2.03 has it where the units are the same unless there are people physically controlling them, and it's heroes, which doesn't make it hard too because the heroes upgrade very well, and even the smallest units can get pretty tough when you get into some of the higher upgrades. So, but yeah, it's worrying me because I don't know what it is. I haven't tried booting it since I registered. Maybe that'll do it. If it does, I'll make another video, saying here's what you do, here's where you go. Because that's probably just a no CD thing. But yeah, otherwise, just let me know. Post comment to this if you know any other ways. I manually put in Blizzard and then Warcraft 3 in the install path. So I don't know if there's anything else other than that I need to do. I've not found it. But if you know it, hey, let me know.